Hello, welcome in. Get out the cold. Remember, shoes off at the front door. Get some snacks and come take a seat and join us here in the Music Shack with both
Ray, hi.
and Jack. Hi, we're back with one of something we've not done in a little while. I feel like we've not actually just had a sit down and talk about things going on. I feel like we've been reviewing a lot of albums, finding new artists, all this stuff. But we're here to talk about
We just want to have a chat.
yeah, just some stuff that's been going on, some stuff that is coming up, some maybe concert etiquette stuff. We love that. We really do love that. And exciting possible support news, not news, and new tours and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna just sort of chat.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. I think we should just start with Taylor because I feel like most of our fans are Swifties, so might as well. There's so many theories about Rep TV lately. Almost all of them have been wrong because everyone knows that it's going to be announced soon, and I tend to agree with them. It could be announced really anytime now, or maybe we're all just being extremely jebaited. But
Yeah,
I don't know. There's lots of things happening. I think that both me and Jack are tending to believe that she's going to announce it in August, but I am the kind of person to never go off Easter eggs, mostly just vibes. Because oftentimes Taylor's Easter eggs are super obvious and you can get a vibe when she's about to when Speak Now got announced, I literally just had the vibe that she was going to release something. And there weren't many Easter eggs leading up to that other than a couple things. I remember noticing before Speak Now, she was "See you soon, Nashville," and she specifically used a purple heart, and I was like, oh, Speak Now.
Yeah.
Why is that so Speak Now coded? And then I just think that things we'll know. There's always these false alarms, but when it's about to happen, you will know, I think. But I don't know, Jack. She's been having new outfits lately and stuff too. So what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I feel like she's playing with us a lot with this one. There was that thing that a couple months ago where we thought she was gonna be doing it, and then she said she got really caught up in everybody shouting rep that she said welcome or something to the rep tour, and I'm I still don't know if that was purposeful. I feel like she's just having so much fun with this because we've clowned so many times for this over the last even last couple of weeks, and I'm someone who's it'll come when it comes, but you just can't help but get excited about it when people are getting really amped up for some reason. So I don't know, there's she has been really loosely and willy-nilly just putting these black hearts everywhere and doing things that are very reppy, and and this new, there's obviously these new outfits that are happening. So we had the new Fearless dress in Milan night one, and then as we're recording this there is now a new Speak Now dress, because we're recording this on,
which is absolutely stunning, by the way.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's a purple with gold through it, and it looks really I'll put on a picture to show you. You'll all see it by then, but yeah, it's really pretty. So it's there is a couple things with this. It's is she going to be doing new outfits for different eras, counting down to August in London? Because there has been this big thing of that August is because of how big obviously London and Wembley is within the Taylor verse, and how much people are and eyes are going to be on her, and I believe does she not go away? No, she doesn't go away, but I think tour chills out a bit after Wembley for a couple weeks.
So there's no shows after August until October,
right?
I believe. So there is a month and a half off. So it would make sense, especially if Rep is going to be released during that break. It would just make sense. I do think I do think that London is an interesting place to announce Reputation, and I really believe it will be announced in London. The day it's announced in London of the 5, I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
but we will get into that.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting because LA obviously 1989 was announced in LA, which is interesting because it feels like New York would have been the place to announce that.
Yeah.
Just because,
Or Tokyo.
welcome to New York.
Like
Yeah, or Tokyo. Like we thought that it could have been Tokyo, but I still think LA is still relatively 1989 coded in general, just it being like an American city and like pop star focused, that kind of thing. And obviously Nashville is very Speak Now coded. And I think London is very rep coded in the sense that like Reputation was largely recorded in the UK. Like obviously she was living with Joe during that time, she was hiding away in the UK from everything. And so it being announced in London is just like, it feels like the perfect place to announce Reputation for me. And like she may do it somewhere else because the timing works better, but also finishing like the European leg of the tour with an announcement seems like what she would do. And I genuinely believe it was just because of scheduling, because right after Taylor played Wembley in June, she like Green Day was playing and then AC/DC. So like I think that they might have already had those shows scheduled before Taylor booked in. It is interesting that she played in June and then is coming back instead of just doing 6 shows in August or whatever. Instead of doing 8 shows back to back in August, doing it like this weird way.
Yeah.
Because she just could have done up to Cardiff and then gone to Dublin or Amsterdam and then skipped London that weekend, but she didn't. So I don't know, like it just all seems super weird to me.
I don't know. I think like if we're gonna get something, I think it's sad to say, but we'll get more information if we're gonna get something if we see a lot of influencers there, because that's what happened with the 1989 thing that like a
Really?
lot of, yeah, because I swear, well maybe not, but I swear the show of the 1989 announcement was like there was so many like influencers on like TikTok and stuff being like, oh, I'm going to see Taylor Swift and stuff, because like if you're ever going to announce something,
but I
like,
think
you
that
want
was
people with
the
eyes there.
I genuinely think that was the nature of LA.
Maybe
like I don't think Taylor doesn't need that. Like she's so famous, she doesn't care.
no, that's fair, but like I don't know. I think like if you're there is, it seems like the perfect time, right? Because if you're going to go away for like a month and a bit, even though like as you said, like Taylor doesn't need that, the Eras tour like doesn't need that publicity over what it's already got, but like if you're ever going to fill a gap where like Taylor's not being spoke about in the news, it's with a new album during that like time, and it also gives her time to like actually roll the album out properly.
Yeah, I don't doubt that it's going to be released then. I just feel like the influencers thing is not really a thing that you can use. I think we'll just know, because I think like 1989 was super obvious, obviously, because it was like 89, like duh.
Yeah, no, yeah. Although like we have had like a bunch of those days where we're like, well, this lines up and then it just nothing happens, but as like a really fair day.
But another thing with Rep, I think, is like obviously, I don't know. I think it's super interesting because obviously there were the 3 shows and then the 2 got announced later. And like, I think August 18th, which is the one day that she doesn't have a show, is like the same day that like Taylor disappeared pretty much from the public eye, if I'm not mistaken. And so I think it would be like kind of iconic to like announce it on the 17th and then like disappear, which I think maybe was the plan, and then they had to add more shows in for whatever reason, and they couldn't get the 13th, 14th, so they added in the 19th, 20th. So now whatever's going to happen with that is like interesting.
Yeah, because so in 2017, Taylor wiped all social media accounts and everything clean, and obviously it was all to prepare for like what you made me do, but or like, well, but that's what also worrying, because I'm like how is this gonna work? Is she gonna maybe not wipe her socials because she's like really in like the mood of post and everything, but like is she gonna like say she goes away on the 18th and then that's like then she comes back on the 19th and was like, okay, well like to kind of play off of like the
What? What? Like, yeah, it doesn't make
like
sense.
is it going to be the 19th or the 20th, or is it going to be the 18th? Like this is like I think we're safe of it being not the 18th. Is it going to be the 17th? Like are we? I think we're safe of it being like the 16th. I think
Yeah.
I feel like we're safe of it being the 19th, because I feel like if you were going to do it, it would be either the middle of the shows or it would be the end of the show. Like it would be the last night.
Yeah. Like, I genuinely believe it's either the 17th or the 20th, and I just cannot imagine it being any other days. Another thing is the museum thing. Jack, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so is it the V&A museum? No, it's not the museum. That's a Dundee museum. Sorry, guys. That was that's my Scottish stuff coming through. I'm gonna cut this out. It was no, it is the V&A. It is the V. It's,
Yeah,
it's the V&A.
I was gonna say
like,
I think it is. Yeah,
it's just
Victoria and
like
Albert Museum.
there's a V&A like thing in Dundee, but it's just called the V&A. Where this is like obviously V&A, but it's a Victoria and Albert Museum. So there's like a exhibition coming called the Taylor Swift Songbook Trail, which opens on the 27th of July. It's free. You don't have to book, but I don't know how it's going to work. I feel like it's going to be super busy, so I don't know if they're going to end up opening like free bookings or something. I don't know how they're going to do it.
I genuinely think if you're planning on going the weekend that Taylor's here, you will have to expect to queue up for it. Just because I assume like all Swifties coming in from other parts of the world or the UK are going to be in London, so they'll be like, oh, we might as well see this while we're there. Obviously, if you can go another weekend, I think you probably won't have to queue up. I think it's open until September the 8th, so I think that's reasonable to go any other day if you are able. Obviously, if you're not, then go those days and just make sure you give yourself enough time to be able to queue up and everything.
I think 18th will be the busiest day because there's just nothing happening on the 18th.
Yeah, there's no show, so I agree.
I might try and get there. I might try and come for the 50th. I don't know. I cannot. London's so expensive because of the shows.
Yeah.
So
I don't think there's a problem with going after, like on the 18th, 19th, or whatever, or like as long as you get there first thing in the morning, you will definitely get out before.
True.
You'll have to go to the show too, so you can do it on a show day. You just have to give yourself enough time. You can't expect to just hop in and out of the place.
Maybe I'll drag you with me. Who knows? We'll see.
God.
So there is a part of this. So it's like gonna be like a kind of range of like her iconic looks, which they've had in like America like multiple times throughout the tour. Like there's been a couple places that have done something like this. I envision it to be like the music video for I Can See You. No. Is it I Can See You?
Yeah, so it says... I
can envision it, but it's not going to be like that. But it's just going to be like a walkthrough.
So there's
thing.
13 installations.
So
there's 13 installations. So, but like my thought is like there's only 11 albums. So let's say they have an installation for each era. Then what are the other two?
Karma's one of them. No, can you imagine? It's just like a red, like it's just like an orange.
I would die.
It
opens on the 27th. I wish I could go on opening day and then log it so that you guys could see everything right away, but I can't go that week. I'll probably end up going the next week, because I'm insane. I will go the first week. I have to.
And the 18th, so you're gonna be busy.
And the 18th, I'm gonna go, and I'll probably go again after because I'm insane. It's free, and like I might as well because I live in London. But like,
it's really cool.
13 installations is interesting, and remember when Speak Now came out and they had all those purple posters around the museum, and it was not like all the eras; it was just Speak Now, and everyone started freaking out because they were like, "Oh, this is so obvious." Mm-hmm. I feel like that's what's gonna happen at this museum. There's going to be something really obvious that's like, oh, this is totally rep coded. And they're going to have like something. So I'm just really excited for the first people who get to go. And I wish that was me, but
Twitter on
it's
that
okay.
It's going to show us all I'm also kind of like want to try and
Literally.
avoid it, but I feel like it's going to be impossible. But yeah, so it's pretty much like just going to be like a walk, like a whole thing, like exploring all these like eras, through like the outfits
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. It'll be really cool, I can imagine. But there is a small section of this display that's going to be closed on the 16th of August due to fashion in motion.
Fashion in motion. What does that mean?
Taylor Swift is stealing the outfit.
It's a no. I mean, I just googled fashion in motion. It's like a fashion show event.
Lies. It's the Eras tour. She's taking the outfit.
So like maybe they need that space for something, but like
we're clowning hard.
I also think that if they're using this as an excuse to like, I know you said that means she would announce it on the 16th because she's going to use an outfit, but I have a couple theories. So I think that they might use that time to change up one of the exhibits. And so that on the morning of the 17th, like the rep exhibit is completely different than it used to be. And if she's going to announce it on the 17th evening, that's like a huge Easter egg just for that day, rather than people getting that on July 27th. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my God. Did we go on the 17th?
Yeah, we already have tickets for this.
No,
What do you mean? It's like we're going to the Eras tour on the 17th, Jack. What do you mean? Oh, you think should we wake up early in the morning and just go? Like we could, but we would just die.
I feel like the energy in that day would be so good.
I think we have to decide. Anyway, this is an podcast talk.
We're really just making plans. So yeah, we don't know what's happening, but we think like I guess with that something could be like moved around or like taken out, and if it was to be like, how would that work? How would it be like for the show on the 16th if it was something like that, or like Ray's suggestion where it could be something that's like added in on the 16th night so that people on the 17th see it for like the announcement on the 17th. I'm trying to track back in my mind to like when previous things were announced, like if it was the last show or if it was like like the middle. I can't remember because when was Speak Now?
So Speak Now was announced on the first. There's 3 Nashville shows. It was announced on the first one, and then there's 5 LA shows, and it was announced on the last one of the 5 LA shows.
Oh,
so
what is she doing? Please make it predictable, please. This is so rough.
But I don't think it matters. Like I think that it could be any show. I just like I don't know. I'm just delusional, I think. Anyway, I think those are our Rep TV theories. You can come back and laugh at us when it gets announced or be like, oh my God, you were right. Because imagine. I think. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess the only thing about Taylor that we have kind of like.
The other thing.
Left, but...
Yeah. The other thing that I thought was that I wanted to say about the museum is that she's been wearing a bunch of new outfits, and I'm super curious if she's retiring old outfits along with that so that they can be displayed in the museum.
Oh my God, yeah, because they need a TTPD outfit, don't they?
No, it says in the press release that they're going to be displaying the outfit that she wore in the Fortnite music video, like the black dress. Yeah. So that would be TTPD, but I don't know. We'll see what they show. I maybe will consider doing a little bit of a vlog when I go. I'll see the first time I go, but also I won't be able to go first day, so you guys won't be able to see. You guys will probably already know what's in there, but when I go and see it.
It's fine. We'll take anything we can get. We'll take the strands we can get. Last Taylor thing, supports. Announcements for like London support dates like are surely coming soon. I think you said we're hoping that it's tomorrow, like aka Monday the 15th, but
15th, so there might be a chance you guys already know. I think it's either the 15th or the 22nd, just because of when she announced it last time was on May 27th, and then obviously the shows were like the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, so it was a Monday, and I think the shows this time being like 15, 16, 17, 19, 20 means that it could either be tomorrow, which would be a month from the first show, or the week after, which would be a little bit later, which I think both are reasonable.
And there's people who do we suspect? There is beabadoobee's previously opened for
Yeah.
Taylor. There was like a post on beabadoobee's Instagram, like a comment being like talking about an event that she's doing for like for her album rollout. And it was someone said, can you do something on the 17th or something? 17th, I think it was. The 16th, can't remember.
16th it was, yeah.
16th. So then someone said, in reply to that, no, because she's opening for Taylor that day. And then beabadoobee responded to that comment with like the emoji. So what does that mean?
I feel like that definitely means that she's just opening for her that day.
That's crazy. And I'm gonna be one day away from that. That's
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
There's lots of rumors about Maisie Peters,
Yes,
which
please.
aren't really based on anything. They're just based on delusion.
Yeah.
So we'll see. There's rumors about Chapel Roan.
Can you imagine?
For the 17th, because I saw something on Twitter, and this could totally be fake, but I saw it on Twitter, and I don't think it happens anymore. But apparently, if you Google Chapel Roan August 17th or something, like it comes up with the Eras Tour. So maybe, but I also feel like Chapel's too famous to be like a first opener before Paramore. Like Paramore's more famous than Chapel, but I still feel like comparatively to the openers we got in June, like Benson Boone, Griff, Meta, like I think they're, no offense to them, they're great artists, but they're not nearly as popular as Chapel is.
Especially at the moment, like Chapel's like
yeah,
everywhere and doing everything. But I don't know, because you want to see people from like the UK being support.
Yeah.
So it would
I mean, it wasn't really like that in June either. I mean, like
No,
Benson wasn't British, so like, I wish it was just British artists, because I feel like it. I mean,
like Griff was.
Yeah, Griff, but like I also feel like it's nice to support local artists, but also no other country got
that's
that.
fair. Yeah.
So, it kind of makes sense. And like in America, for example, like beabadoobee opened in America, and she's not American.
So no, she's not, but they better have loved every single second of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
But
Chapel Roan would be insane. Can you imagine?
Yeah, so I've seen that. I don't know who else I've really seen. Any like delusional dreams of yours who you want to see open, Jack?
Oh, I feel like I'd be pretty happy with beabadoobee or Maisie Peters. Like Maisie Peters would be, I think, the dream. Like Maisie would be the dream.
Yeah.
If I was to be like super delusional, Chloe Slater. No, I'm just kidding. Can you?
No, imagine.
She just
I would
opened
actually
for Kings of
freak
Leon,
out.
like,
which was insane. I saw that.
Gig, 17,000 people, crazy.
Insane.
No, I don't know. I think like Maisie Peters, I think would be really cool. There's artists that like would be really cool, but like would never do it. Like Lizzie McAlpin would never do it, but I'd love to still like see that. I don't know. Like like I'm just happy for anybody who would get that opportunity. But there's a bunch of artists like Girl in Red could always come back and do it again. Like there's like so much chances for like random people and like
I feel like I saw rumors of like. I feel like I saw rumors of somebody who had like a suspicious gap in their tour. I think I would love to see Rachel Chinariri open because I've been like recently super obsessed with her music.
We never spoke about the album, but it was really good.
No, super good album. We should do a deep dive on her, even if it's not like a intro for us, maybe like an intro for the audience, because I feel like I love her music and she needs more recognition.
Fair. Agree.
In the future. We will do that in the future. I don't know who else could potentially be an opener, but I'm excited to see. It might be artists I've never heard of, which is always exciting because then you get to listen to their music and discover them, which is super good as well. So we'll see. And maybe you guys already know and you can tell us in the comments because we don't watch Taylor's Instagram stories, actually. No, we do.
We do.
But,
we like literally the second it goes up, I am there. Probably more than faster than I should be, but no. I'm guessing yours would be Maisie, right? Like your
Yeah,
dream one.
Maisie would probably be the dream
But
one,
then it's
but
like really
my
sad because then Maisie's gonna like grow even faster than she is, and it's like
yeah, I think okay, like I don't Maisie has played in a lot of stadiums and stuff.
yeah.
She's obviously played at Wembley Stadium before. I mean, so had Griff. But I think like in terms of like a dream lineup, like maybe like Greta Ray would be like a delusional
Oh my
dream,
gosh,
or
yes.
like yeah, I think that would be like my delusional dream.
That would be. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that would be sick.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Picking
So
dream.
we don't really have much else to talk about, let's be honest. We've just been dragging this out.
Yeah.
Potentially Gracie Abrams EU dates being announced tomorrow, European dates, which is August 15th, by the way. You guys are not listening to this the day we're recording it. But so you guys probably already know. Jack, I'm really curious as to what size venues she's going to be playing
This is my
in
thoughts.
these places.
Yes. So if you go on to, I think so Live Nation is like a big thing in the UK and like EU, and it's like it obviously is still a thing in the US, but like it's quite a big thing here. It does like there is dates and stuff that are like there's like a number of dates that aren't you can't like you can't see and stuff. And she said pretty much at her acoustic show that it's weird because she said like the certain EU or like Europe or like international shows are like coming in like 5 seconds and then I don't know I think that's what she said, maybe I didn't hear the clip right. But yeah, I don't know the venue size because like especially like if I'm talking about here in Scotland, there is not a lot of venues between where she played last time and where she could play. Like if she played the O2 Academy last time in Glasgow, which is like 2000 and a bit, like 2000 and a half, but the next up venue I think is a really unconventional one which is outside, which is going to be 5,000, or the Hydro, which is like 12,000, like 13,000 ish. So like I don't know if she's gonna do the Hydro at 13,000 or if she's gonna have to go back to the like Academy, which is gonna be even harder.
I'm curious if she like, which this really sucks, but I'm curious if she just skips some places that she didn't play before that don't have those size venues.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Toronto, for example. Like Toronto doesn't really have a venue that is of the size of like Radio City Music Hall, which is like 8,000, which is like probably the size she should be playing. So she's not playing a show here. And it's really unfortunate. So she might, my guess is, I don't know about other places in the UK, like what you know about Scotland. Obviously, the venues in Scotland, and I don't really know about other places in the UK other than London. And obviously, London has an insane variety of venues. But I was thinking, like, maybe she would play somewhere like Wembley Arena or something, and just do only that show in the UK, and then everyone else, unfortunately, from everywhere else would have to travel. But it would be an easy way to sell at a venue of like 15,000 capacity, because people who maybe would have only gone, like you would have only gone in, Scotland, you would come down to London then. So then that's another ticket sold for her.
Yeah, that's fair, but it's also fucking, please don't.
It's also stupid, but like that's a good option. But we'll see what happens. I'm super curious because I think, like, you're right. Like a lot of the places that she played last time don't have the size venues that you would assume that she would be playing in this size of tour. My guess for her to be playing in London, if she were to like size up venue, would either be like Brixton, which I think is still small for her.
Yeah.
I think like Ali Pali is like perfect size for her, which would be good. So we'll see. We will see what she plays, but super excited, super scared. My wallet is literally shaking. It's going to be expensive, and I already know that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. No VIP packages though, because they weren't looking the best. We didn't speak about that, but they weren't looking like the sort of VIP packages for a couple artists recently for tours and stuff has been like really weird. So just if you're gonna think about buying it, just look at what you're getting and try and understand
I
if it's worth it or
am,
not.
yeah. We didn't really talk about this on the podcast, and I would like to talk about this. I think that fans, especially super fans like me and Jack, and probably the people listening to this podcast, are heavily taken advantage of in today's society. And this has been getting worse and worse and worse as the years go on. Labels realize that, oh, these people will literally buy anything. So, because it's related to their favorite artist, so we can just price it at whatever and put whatever in it that's super cheap for us, and we'll make a shit ton of money. And there has to be a point where we stop being exploited, because we're working people. We want to spend money on our favorite things the same way people who are into sports want to go to sports games or whatever. Mm-hmm. And that is totally valid, but we shouldn't be taken advantage of for it. And there needs to be a way where we can like stand up to labels and say, this is enough, like stop doing this. And it's really unfortunate what happened in the US with Gracie, is like her VIP tickets, no artist interaction, were like extortionately expensive. I don't remember the exact amount, but like nowhere near what I would be willing to pay for a VIP experience. I had VIP last time for Gracie. You did too.
Yeah.
And the price was expensive, but at least you got like a full soundcheck experience with her. You got merch. You got some value for your money. Whereas this is like literally you're paying for early entry and then to watch a video that will definitely just be recorded and posted online as well. So you're not really getting anything.
Yeah. And
it's just a little bit insane. And I think the only way that us as fans stand up against it is if nobody buys it. If every single one of those seats stays empty, they are forced to drop the price, make the offering a little bit more valuable to our money. But the sad part is there's always going to be somebody who's going to buy it, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't buy it, that just means that everyone else is going to. And then you're at the back of the venue and you want it to be barricade. And unless there's like actual organized change, it's just not going to happen. And it sucks because, I mean, I genuinely believe enough complaining on the internet can do you good sometimes. I mean, with Maisie's UK tour, almost all of her VIP tickets did not get sold. Mm-hmm. Like, none of them sold out. And everyone online was crying and complaining about it, and they added in extra merch. They added in extra things that people in America didn't get because Americans just sucked it up and bought it, and they didn't say anything, even though they didn't really want to. So I think it's interesting, and I don't know the answer without real organization between fandoms, which I don't believe is ever going to happen, unfortunately.
No, it just seems like impossible. Like, people would rather end up like just having a go at each other instead of like trying to solve a problem that could help us all. Yeah, I don't know. And like you were obviously saying how like the last Gracie package and stuff was like good, like you got the sound check and stuff, and you're not needing any more really, like, but the price shouldn't be as high as it was. But then you did end up getting like really small to be like tote bags in the UK, like that aren't usable, and like the international shows, I believe. So it's like things like that they're slowly like taking more advantage of us, and like they're taking us like idiots, I think, sometimes. And like you can tell a lot of these artists don't really like doing these type of things, so I don't mind the fact that people and artists don't always want that like sound check experience. That's fine, like they're like human beings, like they don't have to do it.
But then don't charge us for it. Like, it's so simple. Then reduce the price, or
like don't offer VIP tickets. But like it's almost like how much of it is behind the artists and how much is it behind the team. Because like Maisie, I remember Maisie was like doing them, and it felt like she didn't, like, I think I could sense the energy, and it sounded like she wasn't really up for it that much. Like, obviously that she wants to do the sound check and stuff, but she was like kind of apprehensive of the price and stuff for what was being offered. But then obviously the artists care about their audience, because they obviously, that without them, like, they wouldn't have that platform and stuff. So like Maisie seen that, and her team seen that, and would like obviously made that decision to like actually offer more. And it, like, I don't know, like stuff can be done. You just, it's gonna be so I don't know.
I think it's not to put all the pressure on the artist, but I do think that potentially it is because Maisie is like a little bit more connected with her fans directly.
That's fair.
And also there's less of a parasocial relationship, as in like her fans aren't afraid to tell her, hey, I don't like this. Whereas I think Gracie fans would be afraid to tell Gracie, I don't like this. And at the end of the day, the label don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And if Gracie gets pressure directly from her fans and then goes to the label and says, hey, this isn't good for my community, can we please change it? The label will listen to her, because at the end of the day, they don't have a job without the artist.
Yeah.
But potentially they see tickets selling, they're still making money, they don't care what you say because they know you're going to buy it regardless. That's their purpose.
Playing on us feeling that we're going to miss out, and that's why they just can put the prices up that high, because they know people will buy it. And it's the fault of us as the consumer, but it's also like they're playing on to the fact that people don't want to miss out or feel like a fake fan because they're not buying this thing. Which you should never feel like that, but it is. I've been there, and I know how it feels. And you want to support these people. But I
think that your financial well-being should be important. I think it's ridiculous to. I don't think it's ridiculous. I think depends on. I think I've seen a lot of people saying that they're like going into significant credit card debt to go to like 10 Eras tour shows, and I'm like, there comes a point where you should be responsible. I am in a very lucky financial situation where I can go to multiple Eras shows and not have to go into debt. And I think that it's just like you need to, some people are kids, they don't understand. But I also think the artist understands if you cannot afford to go to 10 shows, or if you cannot afford to get VIP and you have to be at the back, you're still getting that experience, and the artist is happy that you're there. I'm so sure of it. So don't think that it makes you any less of a fan just because.
I agree.
Well, thank you for listening to our little rant, our little update. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.